People don't realize that when they come to St. Kitts and they've decided to go with the real estate option and getting citizenship by investment, they don't really realize that the fees that are outside the property that they would pay for, technically, most of those fees are going to be paid for by the actual, as far as the total fees would be actually paid for by the buyer, not the seller. But some of those fees, or all those fees, can actually be negotiated totally to where the actual seller is paying for that. Now, don't get me wrong, because this is very rare that you're going to find. You could be down here for 2 months and search your head off and not find any seller that's willing to pay all these fees. Technically the buyer pays for these fees that I'm talking about, but there are rare instances where you can totally just pay for the property and get the seller to pay all these fees. Now, I did check with the top of the Citizenship by Investment Department in St. Kitts over the phone, went through this scenario, and they've got no problem with it, but 2 situations are going to have to occur to make this thing right. Okay, number one is the property has to sell for at least $400,000 if it's in St. Kitts and Nevis, and you're buying the full unit. So fractional unit can be as low as $200,000. Okay, now the way it works is that's got to be in the purchase agreement. Okay, and it's got to be transparent on who pays what on the fees. And if the buyer pays for it, the seller pays for it, that has to be actually spelled out in the contract. Okay. So, and if both parties signed to it, the Citizenship Department notified me, there was no problem with it. But I'm going to tell you something. If you think you're going to come down to St. Kitts and get all these fees paid for, I'm going to tell you in most instances, you're not going to get it 99 out of 100, you're not going to get this, okay? This is how rare it is. We do have 2 people right now that are willing to pay for all these fees, which is real rare, okay? All right, now let me actually give you the part of the act, because you might even have a lawyer looking at this and saying, I don't believe that. Well, I've actually shown this to some lawyers before, and they haven't looked at the Citizenship Act. I'm going to read it out to you where it's real clear, okay? This is actually in the Citizenship Act. It's under Section 5(4) and the subsection of B. And I'm going to read this out to you. It says that 4 actually talks about no later than 6 months after the date of the notification of approval in principle pursuant to Regulation 3, the main applicant shall be required to show that full and unencumbered title to the relevant property has been transferred to him or her directly or indirectly through a local company, foundation, or other approved entity. And, all right, now this B part's the part I'm going to talk about here, is that all prescribed government fees have been paid before the grant of citizenship by investment can occur. All right, now I'm going to read this out to you again, just so you'll see just that part there, that all prescribed government fees have been paid for before the grant of citizenship by investment can occur. It doesn't state the buyer has to pay for it. It doesn't state the seller has to pay for it. But it's presumed that the buyer pays for all this when he comes in. He's the one getting citizenship. But, it depends on what's negotiated. Now, if you don't say anything and you come in and buy the property and don't even bring it up, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that, okay? And it's presumed that the actual, that the buyer is going to pay for this, okay? And the buyer will pay for it unless something comes up. And even if you try to negotiate it, most cases the seller won't pay for it, okay? They may pay part of it, but not all of it. And I'm going to show you how much fees you can actually save by this. We actually have 2 people right now that are sellers that are willing to pay 100% of these fees, and which is real rare, okay? Now, let me give you an example of the fees that you would have to pay coming in and getting the real estate, because this can really add up to a tremendous amount of money. And so you want to know what you're doing when you're coming in for this, and we can help you with this when you come in. All right, now let me give you an example right here. For a property that's $450,000 US dollars, just to give you an example, you're going to have to pay a passport fee for the passport. You got escrow agent fees, legal fees to do the citizenship paperwork. You got also professional fees on top of this. Okay, now you've got also fees that are national insurance fund fees. This guarantees the title. This works kind of like title insurance. Legal fees for the title transfer, bank due diligence fees. There's actually due diligence when you wire the funds in through the bank. You got a curie fee to receive the passports. You got application fees and all of this I'm telling you too is for one person. If you got 4 or 5 people, these figures go up a lot higher. Okay, wire acceptance fees is $150. Due diligence fees on one person, government fees for one person. All of this added up. I did a computation. This is for one person, not three or four people, and these are fees outside the actual property. You're looking at $70,605. Wouldn't it be nice all those fees were paid for? Well, it's not going to happen unless you bring it up, okay? Anyway, folks, I wanted to bring this out to you because most people don't know about this. They have no conception of it. We can help you on this. We do have a couple of people right now that are looking to do that. So if you're looking at getting the real estate option, you want to jump in on this to save you a lot of time, because you could spend months down here and not find one person that's going to do this. Anyway, if you want to learn more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit that top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. We'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell and the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. And we'll get new videos to you automatically as they come out. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.